it's been quite an interesting week. Of course, it's a whole month gone and we are in December next week. So plan for your shopping. And if you're going to shop, remember Samantha wine is there for you. You can buy a bottle of rosé or something to drink for your festive season. And let's be real, we're going to tell you what happens. Dr. Siyamaje?
Yes. Let's be real. Are we already real?
Yes.
We are already very real. And it's the last week of November.
Yes.
Right?
That's a very...
Okay. Great.
Why are we wearing red, everyone here in this show? What's wrong?
Because it shows unity.
Festivities. It's actually a Christmas color.
Oh, yeah, it's a Christmas color. And look at us. Are we live?
Yes.
Okay.
So introduce yourself, Daktari.
I am Dr. C.
Yes.
And the doctor there, by the way, I went to school. Yes. But anyway.
Stanford.
Yes. But you know the story of Stanford, especially there's the Kenyan version, not Kenyan version, the African version, there's an Indian chapter. Now, it just really shows benevolence. So there's this couple that really did very well, and they traveled through Africa on holiday, and they were like, how else can we impact Africa? And they wrote a check, and that's how Stanford Seed started. They impact countries, especially third world countries, through entrepreneurship. So you have access to other business leaders around the world, but also business leaders, the same business leader, even the founders of Facebook, the founder, have this access to the same professors.
Oh.
So it's a beautiful thing.
It's a good story.
Yes, but that said, I am selling Samantha wines. This is a festive season, so if you're gonna be indulging as a gift, Samantha wines is there.
And I am Maria, and this coming week, actually in 2 days, it's World's AIDS Day. And I hope you're still abstaining, being safe, and most importantly, I hope that we are in a world right now where stigma is not there or is not an option, and I hope everyone has access to the medication they need, because in as much as we want to reduce the numbers, we also want the world to be safe and everyone to have accessibility on the ARVs.
Fantastic. So we start the show then. Let's roll it.
Yes.
Now, there's something, and maybe it's very interesting that in the world, if you go to the bars, you'll find married men with the rings on, and they're opening the bottles of the beer with the rings. And now the question has been that, is it okay to walk without your wedding ring?
It's not okay.
Is it okay to be with your wedding, to go on without a wedding ring, but you are still married and you love your husband? Dr.
It's not okay, and it's a violation of public order.
What do you mean?
So let me start from the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay. By declaring that
your
relationship situation, especially as appertains marriage, is a public, it's of public interest. And I also want to say, before I even go back to the origins of the wedding ring, I also want to say that a wedding in itself, by the way, is not a private event.
It's a public event.
It's a public event. This is why you have witnesses. You cannot go and privately have something there behind that corner there and come and tell people. There has to be a witness. So, you know, I find that there's so many things, and let me just say it's this young generation, that we are taking for granted for. Things like public order. And I think in today's show, we're going to be discussing a lot of things that regard public order.
Public law and order.
Public law and order. I think so that it's really important that you can declare publicly. A wedding ring is that thing that shows people that, look, I am taken, I am married. Therefore, don't even have some other grand designs on me. Whether you're a man or you're a woman. And that in itself actually creates public order. Can you imagine people just hitting on you, and you're just there to enjoy I'm not saying it will not happen, but you should. So it is the same thing. There's, you know, a wedding ring is one of those things that has been in existence even before Jesus Christ. Okay? And the earliest documentation about wedding rings, you can find it in Egypt, where it was believed that because the ring is infinite. By the way, I'm married and I'm always wearing mine. In its way, it's infinite, the circle. And then because it's worn on the fourth finger, it is believed that there's a nerve here that goes straight to the heart, straight to heaven. Okay? It is believed. And therefore, but the ring, the symbolism of the ring has moved for so many times. There was a time when there was such a pattern. We still are living in a paternal society where the ring in itself was an exchange and a possession. Like women were actually owned by men. Like even where I come from, you lawyers, once your dowry is paid and everything is paid, you actually belong to your husbands, yeah? So it was that mark, that exchange. You know, the same way, you know, you have bridesmaids on a lineup. There's so many things that we actually take for granted why they do happen in the way that they happen. That said, you find that a lot of people, the ring has now been really commercialized in the sense that young people are being asked, oh, the engagement ring, which, by the way, this diamond ring, if you trace the story of the diamond, it's just some stone, like any other stone. And they just made it rare. That's another story. Young men are being asked to pay, or if he didn't pay 3 times his salary for the ring, it's not a ring. So it's measured by how expensive it was. Therefore, it's beginning to become a burden to many people. And as somebody who has been in the wedding industry for a long time, I can just tell you that even a silver ring, any ring of sorts, will just do. I think it matters the symbolism of it all and not necessarily the price and the intention behind it.
Yeah.
So please do not disrespect the wedding ring in its way, the way it is. It's part of public order.
Maria.
Okay.
Your wedding.
First of all, I don't love wearing so many things.
Where's your ring, for starters? Okay.
And I'm wearing it because it was handed to me. You forgot your ring this morning. So anyway, let me start by saying this. I actually don't wear a ring as much. Like you don't find me with it 24/7. But when I get out of the house and I remember, I will pick it and I'll wear it. That's one. 2, it's amazing to know that actually thinking about it, my husband has never removed his ring since we got married. Now, this is the time that it's hitting me. By the way, he has never removed his ring since we got married. So, thank you. That feels like love. But anyway, the aspect of ring for me is, yes, it declares publicly that you are married. But in this era and age, you could be married, you have a ring, but people actually do not respect it. There's a time when it would be like, oh, you have a ring. But now I have boundaries. Nowadays, people actually are not as serious about that because people have actually started wearing rings for anything. Like you just wear them as just any jewelry because there's no distinction of, oh, this is a wedding band and this is not, because now ladies want the one that has a stone, it's big, it's all that. Personally,
that's why there are so many single ladies, because they are blocking all the men with rings on their hands.
Because for me, one thing I know for sure is I don't care about the price. I honestly don't care about what it's made of. You can actually make it out of paper as long as it's durable on my finger. It's okay. I don't care about all that. I feel like the commitment goes beyond the price of it because, yeah, he can pay that much to propose to you with a diamond. It's fine. But then again, you go to his house. He's not going to take care of you because, yes, he has the money, yes, but what you're looking for is that commitment that actually ensures that there is a commitment. So also another thing is people who have done weddings are the ones actually who have the official rings because it's a requirement for putting when you are doing a wedding. But those who are, others are married, happily married, but they've never done a wedding, so they've never seen the importance of going to purchase that for their fingers. So in as much as rings are important, yes, they're important. Just like drawing a tattoo of your husband on your skin. That's also very important. But it's not the one thing that symbolizes a happy marriage.
Are we talking about rings or happy marriages?
We are talking about you having a ring as a necessity.
No, we are just talking about the symbolism of the ring in itself.
Why should I declare?
You say like the Maasais have beads that distinguish. This is a young girl, this one is married, this one is a widow. Even the Hindus, they have a way, even within, if you go and ask your parents, there was a way culturally in which there was public order.
But you see,
Yes.
Dr. C, there is someone who is not wearing that ring, not because they don't want to, but it's because when you see it, you are at work, you are seeing the ring, and then you are reminded of the pain that you are going through. You are seeing it and you are reminded of the misery that you are going through in that marriage. There are actually people who are removing their rings because they are going through something in that marriage that they choose to not publicly state that, oh, I am married. There are people who are actually doing that.
So
there are
that's a
people who are
different
making
issue.
that decision. So there are people who are not wearing rings, not because they don't want to declare they are married. We all know you are married, but because they just want to not be reminded of it everywhere else apart from that misery they have in their homes.
That's a different issue. It calls for psychotherapists and psychologists. Yeah, psychologists. I'm just saying that, you know, it's the same thing when people say that, do I even need a marriage certificate? A piece of
that's
paper.
what you need
A
badly.
piece of paper cannot put us together. But that said, I don't have such a stance in the sense that sometimes your finger may outgrow and then you need to enlarge it, and then, or maybe the kind of work that you do. So what I want to say is that we should not like downplay the role of a wedding ring, whether you're wearing it or not. Yeah, we should not like people say, oh, a wedding ring is for opening cans in a bar.
It is.
I just find it such disrespect to an institution that serves not just the family, the country, the community, and the whole entire world.
But you see right now, women are finding men with rings more attractive.
That's a different thing.
No, it's not a different thing.
That's
He is
promiscuity.
declared, I am with a woman at home, I'm married. But there's a woman somewhere who is seated and saying, oh, you have a ring.
A ring
You are
does
my
not
next target.
ward off people. It just means should you choose to engage, you know that this man has publicly declared, yeah, that he is married.
So, Dr. C, you've put it very well, but the truth is that many men out there who drink and the waiter delays a bit with a bottle opener will do the necessary for everyone else. Leta nifungue na ring yangu. So
That's okay. At least it's found another
Thank
function.
God my husband does not.
But anyway, the importance of rings cannot be underscored the way you've said. But what I'm always saying is that remember that you might have a ring and you're unhappy.
Yeah.
So work on your happiness as well. The moment you're being, the moment you're changing those vows, it's your happiest moment. That ring should symbolize the happiness in that home. And when you're wearing it, it should remind you of those beautiful spaces and places you've been. So the moment you are struggling with one another and you have that ring, then know that your marriage has gone south. So just work hard on it and make sure that the marriage comes to the level where you said through, what did you say? In darkness or in what? Maria, you said that vow.
For better, for worse.
In sickness?
In sickness and in health. For richer, for poorer. Till death.
But the poorer is the one you guys have for poorer.
For richer, for poorer?
Yeah.
Yes, I'll stick with you for richer, for poorer. So you are struggling and you're working hard. You're not staying at home to be poor, right?
No, you're staying at home. I'm poor.
You are poor, you're staying at home?
Yes.
Death is not tearing us apart. I'm gone.
You know, the ring is not necessarily, it does not mean that whoever is wearing a ring is in a perfect marriage.
Yes.
No, it doesn't mean that. It's actually for public order and a show of commitment. Anyway, talking of public order, let's move to the next topic. You know, this Mosira guy, I am beginning to really like him. Yes, he really is restoring public order. I'll tell you something. So recently, he declared that he's going to actually enforce there is a law that says you cannot ban, what's called?
Garbage.
Banning garbage in public spaces, even on land and on. And I've always said it's so important that we can have public order. I will talk about billboards later, because billboards are actually unsightly. They are part of polluting the eyes. But this thing of banning,
Dr. C,
we'll go back there.
I've seen you on a billboard.
We'll go back there. We'll go back there. But I'm talking about disposing of garbage, where people just wake up and start burning things. They burn trees, they burn. And one time I thought my husband was so crazy, and he said, you know what, I need to call the police. Why? Because why is the neighbor permanent? Because he's very sensitive. He has a very sensitive sense of smell. Why is his neighbor always burning the smoke? Lock the window. He's a doctor, and therefore he knows. These things are carcinogenic. We don't know exactly what they are burning. If they are burning plastics, or even if they are burning wood. And by the way, let me just say, a lot of the big cancer cases are coming out of places where you find that they are actually using coal or using just wood and burning, and that smoke is coming to you. So therefore, it's a huge public problem, because, you know, we end up spending so much more. Like, people are lining up on Shah there. They are lining up, I don't know where, using public resources, because people are even more and more sick. And people just don't seem to know. I think we need to also have a public education on why it is wrong and why we must dispose of our garbage properly. So let me tell you, before I give you the floor to talk, let me tell you a story. When I was pregnant with my daughter, that is, this December is going to be like 13 years. She's just turning 13. Hey! I never knew people burn things in this town, because I became allergic to smoke. You know, I almost could not leave the house. There was smell of smoke everywhere. And suddenly you begin to notice just how undisciplined we are with disposing of garbage. I have more comments, but let me not monopolize the conversation. Nani anaanza?
Acha nianze. I understand you totally, that banning of all this is all wrong. And let me tell you, I'm the one person who always says that we need a proper garbage picking, garbage disposal, even in the city, all over, everywhere. But you know, sometimes if you look at our means of, like, you find that, yes, you have garbage and you have people who come and pick garbage, but where they dump it is actually something that you will not know. You'll find that there's a place, an abandoned land, they've packed their garbage. There's another one somewhere they've, so there's most of the time I've seen people going to burn garbage where it has been dumped by the people actually who are supposed to pick the garbage and go throw it somewhere whereby they were supposed to protect our environment.
So let me say something about that. That is why it is the landlords. Because if you're going to leave your land there, you're not policing it, and you're letting people come and dump things on it. Finally, you will be responsible. So it just means we need to look after our land properly. If you're a landowner, wakutafute. If you cannot be found, they should sell. You know, the law gives them permission to sell that land and pay that fine for you. Yeah? So that's why it's landlords, not the tenants, landlords.
But you see, now these tenants are the ones mostly that are the ones who are burning small papers, because they are like trying to, like, I don't want to stay the garbage in the house. Also, the permit issue. Like, I don't see why you should apply online to get a permit to do the wrong thing. I think the best way would have been, like, this garbage has a system of being taken away from you so that it can be dealt with the right way. Because if I'm applying to burn it, I'm actually applying to do the wrong thing. You will still feel the smoke. The only difference is when you come to attack me, I'll tell you, here's the permit. That's not what you want. We need our environment cleaner and safer. So what do we need? We need systems put up in a way that our garbage disposal will not affect the people who are living in that environment and actually will be safer for everyone. So that is what, I think the permit issue is the permit aspect is what I have an issue with. And also those people who just burn just because they have a space to do it. But I have a question. When you're cooking with makaa, Is it bad?
Yes, first of all, where did that maca come from?
It came from a tree. Tree plants
see?
are known to be herbal.
Yeah, that's one thing. But the other thing is that, and I say it with acknowledging that for so many Kenyans, that's a source of energy to cook. What I'm saying, especially the you know, the maika, the meko, yeah, where I forgot I talk Luya. You put the firewood and it's burning, and that smoke, if you talk to our medical facilities, they'll tell you that is one of the biggest causes of cancer. But within the municipalities, a lot of people tend to burn plastics. Those plastics emit the bad smoke that is so dangerous. It causes pollution. And therefore, it is overloading the healthcare system and making that's why even the millennials are having some of the worst cancers even our forefathers never used to have. It's not just the food, it is the environment, the pollution, which you had taken care of yourself, you're eating well, you can't you can't even go for a walk because the air is so polluted.
So I think it's, I think Geoffrey Musira tries to revive all the bylaws which are in the city, and the city bylaws are crazy. Even pulling a suitcase is an offense in the city bylaws.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, the city bylaws will, if you've ever read the Nairobi city bylaws, you'll be shocked.
Why is
So
pulling a
colonial.
suitcase
The-
wrong?
Pulling a suitcase is criminal offense. Cutting a tree, all those things are
No,
in that-
cutting a tree I understand.
Yeah.
But pulling a suitcase, why is it wrong?
because of the roads, they are tarmac. You are spoiling the tarmac.
Yes.
I'm holding a child and I have a suitcase. I need
You
to
are not supposed to
carry the
drag
suitcase.
it.
Whose job is
You're
it? Go
supposed
and
to
find
carry
somebody
it.
to help you. You carry it properly.
The
You
city
see,
bylaw.
Dr. C, you're talking from a point of privilege.
I'm not talking from a point
You're
of
talking
privilege,
from-
by the way. Alichukua mtoto nitaweka kwa nini na leso, alafu ni bebe hiyo ingine.
You're supposed
What,
to
you know, let me tell you something. You know, my generation, not only did we give you freedom of speech and all the things you're enjoying, we are made of what? Chuma.
Eh?
Yes, I used to herd animals in the forest. What are you telling me?
You herd
I've been-
animals?
Yeah, I used to herd animals in the forest. I have what is it called? It's called doing the maze. Like what is it I haven't seen? That's why, you know, I'm just like, you guys, please. It's not privilege. It's just that I know our human body is capable of so much.
Unlimited.
Nimekunywa Cerelac, mnakaa hapa, it's like you cannot push what. When I go to the village, I go to the river. I'm a highly prized woman. Like,
Okay.
yes.
Dr. C.
No,
hold
in
on.
terms of me and you, if someone other than just, let's say we were just the same age, anytime I'll be picked. If it was about traditionally.
Or traditionally,
Nitaenda
I
kwa
was not.
shamba, nitalima, nitaenda kwa nini,
Maji
nitaleta maji
uchote.
na inyungu. What can I not do?
But you see,
I can cook on the maika, big ugali
Not
for
Maika,
people.
is Meko.
Not maika, from where I come from is maika.
Oh.
The three.
can
the three
cook the
stones.
big
Yeah, I can
ugali.
cook on the 3 stones. A big fat ugali for so many people. Sasa nyi watu wa Cerelac, ati you cannot pull a baby with that.
You cannot pull a baby and a suitcase at the same time.
So I was, you guys, can I guys have my conversation? Dr. Z has gone on a rampage.
Yeah, because look at what it is saying. You can't look at your
So
baby.
before we go for a break, I just wanted to say that Geoffrey Musira is doing a good thing because we need to stop people burning plastics in this country.
Very true.
And if you ever travel to Asia, it's Bangladesh, India, China, you'll know the problem of having bad air.
Yes.
You'll understand why people are dying and falling off the streets. It's because of what they inhale from what is burnt. Let's take us for a break.
Wow.
Guys, we are still being real.
We are still
drinking a
being
glass
real.
of-
And yeah, it's very real. By the way, I've never tasted Cerelac. Don't listen to Dr. C. Let's take a short break. We'll be right back on Let's
That's
Be
even
Real.
making it worse.
Let's go.
Welcome back to the show, guys. It's been real, it's been amazing, it's been funny, it's been fun, and we are learning a lot. That is the most important. And as we are learning a lot, we are also going to be real on a very important topic. And oh, wow, today we are all parents. So anyway, there is...
Simon is not a parent, or he's not here.
yeah.
Oh, he has very good lessons. We miss him. He's got good lessons on parenting.
Yeah. So anyway, we are talking about as a parent, your child has friends. And you know that people raise their children differently. I always say that when it comes to your child's friend, it's someone else doing their parenting right or their parenting wrong. That is all. Like it doesn't, your child is not going to pick anyone else. It's just going to be someone who is parented right or parented wrong. And maybe some parents think your child is the problem, and they just told their children not to play with your child. So I want to know, as a parent, do you have a say when it comes to the kind of friends your child keeps?
Is that a question?
Yes, it's a question, actually.
We shouldn't even be asking. Yes, of course, you do have a say, especially in modern parenting. And the one thing I want to tell parents, okay, first of all, there's no manual. There's completely no manual, okay? But one of the things I know for sure is that you must be a parent. A lot of modern parents want to be, they're afraid. I've seen so many parents, even sometimes I personally find myself in a situation where I'm afraid of my own child. And we are trying to be their friend and not to be the parent. And there are times when there's good reason to try and be their friend, because your child, these days, children can just lock you out of their lives. They're just waiting until the day they leave their home, wanaenda, and they never pick your phone, I've seen so many parents like that, whose children have not talked to them even in 20 years. So people are afraid because of that. There's a lot of other things that are happening, that mental health. There's children who've just unlived themselves. Yeah? And then you're like, oh, maybe parents, I've seen a lot of talking to parents who've been in that situation. They're like, maybe I would have done different. Maybe I should have just allowed them. But that's a mental health situation. It's a sickness like any other. And therefore, wherever you can, you should try and influence the kind of friends. So if you live, I live in a place like where I live, literally, there are no neighbors. Yeah? Depending on the age of your child, there are times when they only listen to your friends. So to their friends. So from age, let's say 1, from when they are born, to round about age maybe 10 there, you have a lot of influence before they reach teenagers, when your children can listen to you. When you say, I don't want you to be a friend to so and so, and you completely just refuse. After age 10, these children begin to see themselves as part of their friends. They begin to actually separate. It's a very important biological process that the children must separate. So they begin to identify with their group of friends. Now, the moment you're attacking the group of friends, you're attacking their persona. So therefore, yes, you should control, but you need to tread carefully.
This is what I always say. From age 0 to 10, you have a say. From age 0 to 10 is when a parent has a chance to teach values to their children. And you see, most of the time, we grow as per the values that we were taught. Sometimes, you see, my character is influenced by how my parents raised me when I was young, not when I was a teenager. Because, you see, when children become teenagers, there's this attachment to their friends whereby their peers are listened to more. But if you've taught values, you trust that this and this and these are the values I've taught you. And most of the time, character will attract character if the values are strong enough. If you are so present when they are this small and you tell them that, you know what, we are kind people, we are nice to others, we stand up for ourselves, we are confident. When we are told to do something and we do not want to do it, we can say no and nobody will judge us. It's okay to lose a friend. That's also another value that you're supposed to teach a child when they're younger. It's okay to lose a friend because you said no. Because you see, when they become teenagers now, and you tell a teenager who has always felt like, my friends, I've never lost a friend all my life. Now I have this friend and my parents think this and this and this. So at that time when you intervene, it's bad. But if you just teach values and trust them that they can do that, and they're children still, so you have a say, but you have to also show them that I trust you, but I've spotted this and this and this that I think is not safe for you. Be nicer when you do that, because let me tell you, these people, their hormones are skyrocketing so fast than ours actually skyrocketed. So let's just say that as a parent, in as much as you have a say, try as much as possible in the tiniest of when they're tiny, try and actually teach values at that time and let them learn and understand them, so that when they're teenagers, you can actually have the ability to be a friend whereby you're telling them, I have spotted this, but then you're trusting them because you taught them well.
So
You're sounding so perfect.
yeah, the values are there. The values which Maria is saying are there, but environment really affects children. And I'll give you a story. I was in the gym when I don't go to the usual gym I go to. I go to a mtaa gym sometimes. And because in the media, you have to go to different places. And I go sometimes to Kibra. And I walked into Kibra, in this gym in Kibra, to meet some friends who work out there, and we are talking. And the stories are very sad. They are extremely sad that out of the age group, there were like 3 guys there. They were saying in their age group, there are only 3 surviving. Out of 37 who are with them in the under 10, under 14, all of them have been killed by the police because of the thuggery. So the remaining 3.
Thuggery?
So, yes. And now this is a boy in his early 20s. And what does it mean? It means that the environment where you raise your kid, it doesn't matter how good you are, whatever value you have, whatever impact you're telling them, is what they are picking from the environment. And this is the saddest thing. And that's why you are saying, if you can, because you cannot close your kid in the house.
You can't.
You will not close your kid in the house. You are here working. You have gone to many other places. In the schools they're meeting in the same environment where the kids of that school are. So they influence each other, they learn from each other, and it becomes a very big problem. And that's why people do not understand. I've seen parents being called in school. They are told your child has done this. They're saying, not mine. Then the teacher tells you, but you don't know this guy. I know him more than you. And you're the parent. You're saying, no. My child has never smoked. But your child is a leader in smoking and sneaking out. So the environment we raise our kids, if you want your kids to grow in a certain way, you must pick the right school for him or her. You must pick the right estate to where the kids are, because there are some estates where most of the kids are in drugs. And even you even if you close him or her, the drugs will get the way to this kid. And you will not know how. You'll just see this is a zombie at one time and you're wondering, but I taught my kid, we used to go to church, and that's how people console themselves. So kids, the biggest thing about kids is raise them in an environment you want to raise them. Give them those values, but check the environment clearly first.
Yeah. Actually, there's been a lot of scientific studies about twins being together and being raised differently, and they all turn out different.
Very different.
So it's not, in fact, the environment affects how the genes express themselves, gene expression.
Yes, completely.
Yeah, and while we are still on that topic, and the topic of these young men you're talking about, I actually want to give a shout out to this magistrate who forgave this boy who he had stolen a whiskey. The price was like 1,800. And talking of the boy child, she challenged the men who are there, who are the lawyers representing the boy. It's like, you guys, you want this child to actually have a digital print of that, like they were once convicted. You are affecting his life for the longest time. Why can't you, between you can raise this money.
1,800.
Go and sort this thing out of court. Why are you even here representing? Why can this issue not be sorted out of court? 1,800. So, you know, it's good to acknowledge when good things are done like that. It's a good thing we acknowledge, because young men are just disappearing.
Let me tell you, I've realized when you sit with those boys is when you realize that to survive as a young man in the mtaa or estates, if you see 10 of them making through, remember 20 of them has been killed. If you find 20 of them, 50 of them are dead by the age of 25, because the environment does not make them survive.
Yeah. So when we are asking where are the men in the events, I think maybe we need to go back and ask really, truly, and interrogate what is actually happening. Is it that they just don't want to come, or are they even there in the first place?
They're being mauled, by the way, by bullets.
Yeah. Anyway, we have a bonus story to talk about pole dancing. So may I just use this opportunity to say, for me, it's a bucket list thing. I want to pole dance in the center, city center, two things. In the city center of Nairobi.
Pole dancing?
Yes, it's one of the things I really would like to do. And okay, so before that, so the story is that, again from Mosira, he's like, you know, there were some girls who were dancing in the city, and they were pole dancing. And so he's like, oh, this should not have happened. This was so immoral. It is. Okay, I'll go first. I don't think it's immoral. I do not think it's immoral. It's just a knee-jerk reaction. Pole dancing, for the viewer who may not know, you put a pole. It could be in a room, or it could be somewhere, and you go round and round and round. It could even be in the CBD. So this pole dancing became very popular in strip clubs, and popular. It's also a very popular form of seduction. Okay, so now when it's on the street, people just remember that porn movie they watched, seeing that naked woman on a pole dancing, and they translate. But actually, I want to say pole dancing, even for women body confidence, it really improves the confidence of the women. It's a form of exercise. I don't see how different it is from gymnastics. And by the way, it is already at the Olympics committee discussing how they can introduce standards so that it can be an Olympic game in itself. I compare pole dancing to what's called ice skating. Sometimes, yes, ice skating. I also compare it to the same standards as these very sexy Latino dancers that have salsa, yes, tango. So why are people allowed to dance, especially tango, or cha-cha, which is very, very intense, and there's that communication. Some of them are very sexual. Why, if these women, the way they were even wearing bloomers. So did you see those women were wearing bloomers? They were so decently dressed.
The question.
Why?
The question I wanted to ask Maria, have you been to a strip club?
No, I've not.
Okay.
I have been.
And I'm glad I've not. I'm glad I've not been. Like,
Vera Sidika took you to a strip club.
On a show. If you've watched The Real Houses of Nairobi season 2.
You were taken to a strip club.
I was taken, yes, and I was shocked. But later on, I actually found out first of all, I was shocked with the worship of the gluteus maximus, the matako worship. Men in this town worship matako. But the other thing that what actually struck me is that there are women, and there's a group of women we've exiled completely from our community. When you look at Miss Kenya 1960, is it 1960 Miss Kenya? She was a very well-endowed woman. And then, the media started to show us these twiggy women, the kind of like
Twiggy?
Twiggy, I'm Twiggy, you know, in a way. So, but with the well-endowed African women, this is where they go to celebrate themselves. And let me tell you, you are there and you're like, what? Yeah, they're beautiful women. And you know, the beauty standards have been changing.
All the time.
All the time.
36, 24, 36, the standard model beauty standard.
That is nothing.
It's now 36.
It's always 36, 24,
No,
36.
24, 36,
36.
34.
Yeah.
34, 24, 36.
Yeah.
That is the
That's the
like,
standard,
and
the model.
5, 6.
Yeah.
Like the standard model.
Model.
But based on who? Based on some magazine somewhere. Yeah.
And the media.
Yes. But if you come to Africa, for us is Indumbu. Do you have Indumbu? Can you walk like that? Can we see? So
No.
I wanted to say something about Musiria, and I would tell you that pole dancing is not bad, but please don't put it in the streets.
Why not?
Because there are many people. The streets is for everybody, and the streets, and that's why pole dancing is reserved in certain clubs.
But Christians will not enjoy it. You want to enjoy it too.
No,
it was on Sunday, and
for
the city
me,
is open
I don't
on
have
Sunday.
a problem with you watching. I have a problem with kids who are young.
To see somebody
watching.
exercising
But you see,
on
the
a
problem
pole?
is this, CEO. There is also gymnastics whereby they are doing. There are so many ways that, but this pole dancing, the only reason why they are saying it, but actually, I feel like the only reason why people think pole dancing is bad, it's because they take it as an art of seduction instead of a type of a dance.
No, for me.
Because if they took it as a type of a dance,
it's a fitness. It's a fitness.
actually a
but you know,
fitness thing.
for once, let me say why under the circumstances under which I would say, okay, no pole dancing in the city center, especially if you have a sexy woman like Dr. C on a pole in the city. It's because of public order. Because if you have a large group of people coming to see, what? Who is pole dancing in the city? Then the large groups of people coming, and then you have the crowd control. Those are the circumstances under which.
But where would you be dancing if you are not to don't want the crowd to see?
Well, maybe those young people were just recording their social media. They were just, and the city is open. There are salsa dancers in the city. There's chakacha dancers in the city. The chakacha dance is a very suggestive, sexually suggestive dance. So I don't know why a decent pole dancing
The way Dr. C is doing a decent
like this, yeah.
So pole dancing.
No, but I would like to learn how to pole dance.
Oh, I'll take you.
For my
You
own
cannot
body
allow
confidence.
pole dancing in the city of Nairobi.
No, I'm not going to do it in the city.
We will
I just
not.
want to have that pole for my own body confidence.
We will
You can
not
allow side chicks,
listen,
but no.
But
we
you can
will
allow
not
me to
allow-
open a social media channel whereby I'll be teaching
we
people
will
how
not
to
allow
dance.
girls skimpily dressed on a pole in the city of Nairobi, and we support Musiria there.
Skimpily dressed. They were wearing
We cannot.
bloomers. Like they were
If you want to go and find a pole
These
dancer,
people wear indecently,
please
even
get
without
to
the
a
pole.
room or get to a private party or somewhere. The streets of Nairobi must retain
Where are we supposed
public
to hide
decency.
our sexy
Who
bodies?
said that pole dancing is indecent?
It
This
is
in
totally.
your head. We have to decolonize your head.
It's true indecent.
It's not indecent, actually. It's an art. Take
it's
it
an
as an
art
art.
form.
Like the way they move and all that. They are not indecently dressed. People dress worse than they dress worse and they walk in the streets. And nobody is bothered.
must protect
But now
our-
if I decide
Maria,
to do a pole dance,
We must
now I'm
pro-
indecent.
We must protect our kids.
Which kids are you talking about?
Are our kids going to the CBD to stand to watch pole dancing?
Yeah, we are protecting them from seeing such
Call
indecent.
me a bad mother, but me, I'm
We
going to
will
learn
protect
pole
our
dancing.
kids.
Yeah.
Me too, I want to learn pole dancing.
Yes, we got to.
I really need to
have
learn
a
how to
place,
pole
and by the way,
dance.
it's very expensive.
I'm willing to pay the price for me to feel
Yes,
sexy
it's
and
a
look
very,
and,
like,
and stand
yeah.
on a tree like
It's body confidence and all that.
like me singing that's amazing.
And you know, pole dancing is for women. I just think
First
it's
of all-
another way of men trying to exert their power on us.
yeah, thinking that our bodies are theirs. No,
Yes.
I
Listen.
own my body. I'm gonna pole dance.
You first of all go to a strip club and see, because you don't know.
No, I don't want to go to a strip club. Mine will be very simple.
Go to a strip club and discover.
What? You know, the internet is there. Me, I want to ask the viewers to actually go and Google pole dancing. Mujionee wenyewe. Alafu muweke comments hapo. This show will be uploaded on YouTube and or you watch. After you've watched for the next show, please put your comments. This is how, you know, by the way, I want to say this. Have you ever noticed the biggest institution with the scandals? Kwanza this Kenya, tunasema atijui tunaomba. With the big scandals. Biggest whatever. You know, this is pretense.
Too much pretense.
We just want our kids to live in a favorable environment. No skimpy women dancing on pole in the streets.
I'm not being skimpy. I'm loving my body. I'm loving how I
move it. Go love it in your house.
And I'm enjoying it on a pole. And I want people to see that. How else are you going to know? This was not meant for just being locked somewhere.
It was meant for your husband in the house.
See? You see? That is why you don't want pole dancing. Very much.
You've taken so long to say that.
It's taken you so long.
It's just taken you so long.
This body is for your husband in the house, not for us to see in the streets of Nairobi dancing on poles.
It's my body.
The day I turn 60, Nairobi, get ready. I'm going to put up a show on the streets of Nairobi.
Dancing?
Yes.
On a pole?
On a pole.
Where? And I'll be there to spectate.
I've sent you a warning.
I'm curtain raising. I'm curtain raising.
She will curtain raise.
If you see Dr. C in that pole, kuja na hunyo, tandika au kipeleka kwa nyumba.
Oh, by the way, not to reveal, there's a new show I'm on. It's starting to air on 28th of November. In that show, I was in Rio de Janeiro. And not to give out exactly what's in the show, I actually pole danced.
Eh?
Yes. On the streets of Rio.
Yeah, this Copacabana is okay.
She actually did
Copacabana is okay.
Look at this.
Not in Nairobi.
Danced on tables.
Copacabana is fine.
Would you date a stripper?
Me? To take a stripper where?
Who is a stripper?
Now let me now flip. The person you're with, if they strip, will you be happy?
Stripping for who?
For you.
Say like, strip kwa nyumba. Let's do the show.
Hey guys.
Oh my God, you get me all the time.
I would love to get your wife.
Yes.
Secretly, I show her how to strip in a sexy way.
And then
one day she puts up a good show for you.
And see you runs away. It's been real, guys. It's been real. See you next week.
Hizo vitu hazifanyika Kenya.
Zinafanyika, you see? To these Kenyans,